says she running away.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So what I am giving you today is a cooking video, well, baking video. What I am making pineapple tarts. That's what I am making. From a lot of Caribbean islands make this. It's more like a Christmas dessert, but we eat it all year round. But you will see it definitely a lot around Christmas time. So I am going to make it. I have my recipe here. I am going to tell you what everything is. I've also listed in the description for you. So it is a pastry, and you'll see that as I go through the whole process and everything. And I hope it turns out good, because yeah, I did it before and it failed. Let's do it again and let's see how it turns out. Anyway, so what we have here, I'm making two. So this portion is enough to make 2 tarts. So what we have here is the flour. So this is 2.5 cups of flour. In here I have half a teaspoon of almond essence and vanilla essence extract. Here I have a 1/4 cup of shortening. I have a 1/4 cup of butter. I have a 1/4 cup of sugar. I have a 1/4 cup of milk, 1 egg, and I have, how much is this? This is 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So that's what I have here right now. So what I'm going to do is I am going to sift my flour into the bowl, and then we go from there. What I am going to do, so that this video wouldn't be too long with me talking, because I can ramble on, is I will do a voice over for the rest of the process, so I can watch my movie and I can continue doing this for you guys. Okay? So voice over, take over. Okay guys, so what I'm doing now is I am sifting the flour. The purpose for this is because you want to take out any lumps or anything the flour has in it. That would help with the air pockets, because this is more of a pastry, and the liquid that has to go in it is not that much. So you need your flour to be as thin as possible. Now I'm going to add all of basically the dry stuff. So the sugar and the baking powder. You want to mix that up really good, and make sure everything is mixed up good. And after that, then we're gonna start to add our solid items, the butter and my Crisco. Now what I did notice with this, I should have used 3 cups of flour, and I will explain that to you later down why I should have done that. And I'm thinking I should have used 2 eggs and definitely more milk. But I'll let you know in the end what was my final, because I did add stuff after. So I'll tell you what my actual measurements were, and I'll also put it in the description. So what I'm doing here is I'm breaking up the butter and the shortening. So I'm breaking it up really fine as possible, and ensuring that I'm blending it in really good into the flour itself, so that it can be evenly distributed throughout the flour. So that's what I'm here doing now. So you're gonna be able to tell when you have basically broken it up good, because when you grab it like that and you squeeze, you wouldn't be feeling that you're squeezing butter or the shortening, but you start to feel like you're squeezing flour itself. Okay. So like I said, I should have added I should have used 3 cups of flour. So, and that would have increased because I've done 3 cups of flour, I would have to increase to another milk. I'm sorry, another egg. So after you put out, that's all the wet stuff, you put it in, you want to mix it up. When you start to mix it up, it's gonna feel like or look like you need more liquid in there. And definitely yes, you need approximately a cup and a half, or not a cup and a half cup of the evaporated milk is what you really needed. I did add another 1/8 of a cup of milk in there. So basically you're not kneading the dough, but you're, you know, going around with your hand and you're trying to make it come together. So once you make it come together, it should look like this. And I'm not really rolling it, but I'm playing with it to make sure everything is mixing in good still. Some people would have added flour on the counter right now to do this part, but I don't, because I don't want it to come out flaky and dry. So I don't do that. So the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cover it with some saran wrap and put it in the refrigerator for 2 hours. And that's to help it, you know, get it air pockets and stuff like that. So here is after the 2 hours. Now is when I'm going to be adding my flour on the countertop. I'm going to roll it some more to, you know, kind of even out the air pockets that may be inside of it, because that's what's going to make it really nice when you bake it. So I'm just doing that a little bit, and then I'm going to cut it in half because like I said before, I'm making 2. So basically right now I am spinning it around to create more of a round object versus it being, you know, how it was before. And that's going to help with the rolling process. So what I did is I took some waxing paper. This is a cheap one. If I had, it needed to be like a more of a thicker one. So what I did is I took the baking containers, turned it upside down on it, and then I cut it out to be bigger than that. The purpose for this is it helps me to easier pick up the dough to place it in the pan, and you'll see how I do that. So also you need to put some shortening in the pan and then dry it out with the flour. So that's how you want to prepare the pans to take this. And this would help with from the dough sticking or anything like that as well. Now because I have bigger pans, the recipe that I have is more so for a 6-inch pan, and these are 8-inch. So the reason why I said I should have used 3 cups of butter. Yeah, sorry about that. The reason I said I should have used 3 cups of butter is because I have 8-inch pans. And because I have 8-inch pans, you're going to see in the end, I did not have enough dough left over to do my little design on top. And I had to roll this dough out because I was noticing it as I was rolling it out. I had to roll it out a little thinner than I should have. So yeah, 3 cups would have been better. And I'm thinking even with a 6-inch pan, 3 cups would have been better. So this is how I would take it over. See, that made it easier. Some people would try to roll it on the rolling pan, on the rolling pin, and then pick it up. But that's more difficult. So here I'm tearing the edges off. So I'm spinning the plate with one hand, and I'm pulling down on the dough on the edge with the other hand. Okay, then I'm gonna take my 2 fingers and I'm gonna pinch the edges, creating like a design basically on the end. Because I'm gonna try to cover my pineapple versus cover it, more of it's gonna be covered versus having it open. See, like that. So you see how like this waxing paper basically gave me a one use. So I'm gonna have a lot of trouble now with this doing the second one, as you will see. But it helps to flip the dough into the pan so much easier than trying to roll that dough on the rolling pin, or even trying to pick the dough up and put it in a plate. This really helps it. So I really had to stretch my dough a lot more than you would normally, and that's because I had the pans that I have was like big. I had just picked pans up and I didn't think on to check the size. So that's what happened. But they still, you know, the taste and everything was still great. See, I'm looking for that paper so I can flip it. And now I am pressing in the edges. I'm pressing in the edges, and now I am using my finger to remove the dough. So that dough right there, now I'm pinching my edges. The dough right there that I put on the side is what you use to do the design for the top. So that will become the topping. But I don't have enough, as you will see. But I'll make it work. Now I'm going to add my pineapple. So yeah, that was giving me some trouble to open it up. So I like a lot of filling. Normally you would only use half a jar for each one, but I use about 3/4 because I hate when I get tart and the filling is not sufficient. So I was like, this is mine's. I'm making it for me. I'm gonna put in as much as I want. So that's like 3/4 of it, and then I'm putting the rest in there, and then I take some from the other one. And there we go. So you spread it out. You try to make it as even as possible when you're doing that. So make it as even as possible. Yes, my door from the garage, it just opened by itself, and I was like, what? You are not welcome in the name of Jesus. What you doing? Like, what? I don't know why it opened. It ain't like no wind was blowing in there. The garage was closed. So sorry. So now the excess dough that I have, I'm basically kind of like putting it back together. It may look like I'm rolling it, but I'm really not rolling it. When I was just doing it with my hand, I can't explain. It's like you're grabbing and turning, like, so you don't want to knead the dough. So I'm rolling it out, trying to get as much as I can. And at this point I realized that I will not have enough dough to do this. But I did one so that you can see. Yeah, I wanted my edges to be nice. I was like, let me do one good one, and then the other one I'll just figure it out as I go. So I cut that, and then I'm gonna put little slices, and then you put it in there, and it creates like a little design on the top. I brought it closer so you can see. So basically you just keep going around and fill in the middle. See, and that's how it looks. So now this one, I just have to kind of do something. Yeah, I'm just trying to fill it up to cover it. All of this is basically decoration. People cover the tops differently. Sometimes they do plaits, and you know, different stuff like that. So this is after I took them out the oven. Now, you put the oven at 350, but these, and for about 20 minutes or until they're brown. At 350, these took like about 45 minutes to brown. Well guys, thank you for watching and Merry Christmas to you and your family. Bye.